Hello everybody, my name is Connor, or NobleAsta, whatever you prefer, and we are here with another One Piece TCG match, and this is a pretty fun one. We are playing against my friend who is playing Whitebeard, and I haven't played against Whitebeard in a while, and I haven't played Whitebeard ever. I was gonna build Whitebeard, and then he got banned, so it is cool to see Whitebeard back, or making a comeback, I should say. And I do want to apologize for my awful camera angle. I will do my best to keep you guys updated with how much Dawn I have. So we lose dice roll, we go second, and we keep our opening hand. Our opening hand is looking solid. I really like to see Kid in my opening hand. If I see Kid in my opening hand, because I have such bad luck with ramp, not only do I see Kid, but I see two Sachi and Penguin. Yeah, we're keeping. So I go first. Dawn, get my one Dawn and pass turn. Crazy play one. He goes ahead and gets his two Dawn. Lucky guy. And he is figuring out what he wants to do. He does have a couple plays, unlike me. One thing I do like about Whitebeard is that he is a 6k leader. That is really nice. So he ends up tapping 2 to play this Sanji, where I think if you attach a life, or attach Dawn, you get to take a life. So I'm asking him about that because I am unfamiliar with that card. It's one of those cards my brain cannot wrap around my head around, blah. And he takes his life and passes turn. So I have 3 Dawn. I'm sitting I feel pretty good. Because as mentioned, I got Sachi and Penguin. I got Kid. I've got another Sachi and Penguin. So I go ahead and I just end up swinging 8 to face. Because he's playing Whitebeard and he is like just starting higher. That is kind of rough for me. So he ends up taking it, and I go ahead, bottom deck the Sanji, send my 3 Dawn back, play out the boys Sachi and Penguin, and get 2 Dawn back. So not a terrible first play, I feel. It gets most of his presence off the board. Actually, all of his bodies off the board. Except for obviously his leader, but yeah. So during this game, we're both pretty avid Nami players. I haven't played Nami in a hot minute because I'm really bad with her. But we are talking Nami buddy battle strats, so that's why he's getting his phone out and stuff. So he ends up swinging 8 at my face, and I am like, oh, okay, and I end up taking it. And we get the Law promo, which is nice, and he plays a Searcher Nami. Which I think he said he was running Straw Hat Whitebeard combo, which I think most Whitebeard decks run, as far as I am aware. And he gets the guard point, which is nice, honestly, for him, not for me. And he plays another Searcher Nami, so he is searching for something good. And I think he's laughing because he just whiffs, and that's kind of how it be sometimes, you know. So he goes ahead, does his 2 searchers, and he passes turn. So I draw the Rush Zoro, and I'm going to be sitting at 4 Dawn this turn. Put my 4 Dawn down, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, what my best option is. And we're talking Nami strat here, so I know we are going a little slow. But yeah, so I do end up, I feel like I should have played Beppo. I know I don't end up playing Beppo. I feel like I should have played Beppo. And then maybe Law ability, then Sachi, then Penguin. But yeah, I'm kind of just reading over my cards. Oh, I'm thinking about what I want to do, and I think I end up playing Iron here to get the extra Dawn so I can get to Kid next turn, which, you know what, now that I remember, I'm not mad about that play either. Because like his Namis, he could load up Nami and swing both of them, but I feel like that's actually a pretty heavy Dawn investment, I feel like, and that would be like all he does this turn. So he's looking up the ruling for a Nami buddy battle right now, so it was something we both said like, oh yeah, let's look it up. So he's doing that, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Because I feel like I'm like smothered with choice here. You know, like I never have this much ramp in my hand, I feel like. But yeah, so that's what's taking me so long. I'm trying to think what I want to do. I am pretty intimidated by the Whitebeard, honestly, and Red in general. When I first started playing One Piece, I was just getting smacked by Zoros left and right. So, you know, I'm always a little hesitant because there is a lot of rush characters in Red. So, yep, I do play out the Ein, get the rest at dawn, and go ahead and pass turn. As I said, not mad about that. I think I could have minused and then played something else out, but and been pretty close to Kid, if not at Kid next turn. But I don't know. I'm not super mad about this play. I don't feel like it's a terrible play. Of course, if you guys disagree, let me know. But yeah, so red. I'm just not good with red decks. I tried building Ace for a bit, and it did not go well. I do want to play more red decks in the future, but I don't know, I'm not very good at red decks, and I just as I said, I got smacked around by Zoros for the first several months I was playing, so I don't want to build Zoro, even though I know he's the easiest red deck. So I was thinking about building Whitebeard, but you know, the Whitebeard ban came in, and right as I was starting to compile a list. So he swings for 7, and I give him the promo Law, and then Sachi and Penguin, which, yeah, I mean, I'm already at 3 life. Granted, I know I start with 4. I don't think I'm going to be going low enough on Dawn to utilize Sachi and Penguin. So, you know, the 2k counter is nice. So I'm not super upset with that. I think I do often use the promo Law poorly. But so I go ahead and play out my Captain Kid blocker because it's so good. Every purple deck needs 4. And I bottom deck one of his Namis just to get one off the board. Not that Nami is a huge threat, but you know, I mean, at this point, I get a Dawn back. Why not? Why not at this point? Get it on active. That's what's huge. Is that the fact that it comes back active? So, yeah. So I go ahead and I'm swinging 6 in 1x1 at this point, because this deck is with Whitebeard being a 6k leader, it is trickier, I feel like, with Law, because I have to have Dawn to attach. So he counters out with Marco, and he starts to put him on the bottom, because, you know, Law bottom decks everything, and, you know, we kind of joke around about that. So another 6 with Ein at Whitebeard, and I think he gives me another Marco, if I remember correctly. Yep, another Marco. Which I'm okay with, because Marco's, granted, I feel like in this deck I could get around him, but I could, you know, bottom deck him. Actually, I don't know if his ability lets me bottom deck him. That's something I need to look into. So I swing 6 with Law, and he goes ahead and guard points. And there you see that I said, oh my god, I forgot to play something out when I minused my Dawn. My bad, so dumb. And he was like, go ahead and do it. And I was like, no, it's fine. And he was like, just play it. It's fine. So I play out Reiju. And he was saying, oh, if you're going to play Reiju, no, I'm just kidding, you know. Thankfully, a lot of the guys at my locals are all super nice, super friendly. They always give me really good insight if I, you know, get slaughtered by them. They'll always tell me, things I could have done differently. Just really lucky to have such a nice, welcoming TCG community where I am, which is not the case with every TCG. And Subtle Flex, we do have a place to play One Piece every night of the week, Sunday through Sunday. So that is also really nice. But because of work, I only play 3 to 4 times a week. I know, only 3 to 4 times a week. I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, this guy plays 3 to 4 times a week and he still sucks. Yes, I do. But yeah, so he goes ahead, loads up Nami, swings into Law. I give him the 2K Otama. He swings 6 at me again. I go ahead and take just because I'm feeling like I need some counters. And he swings 6K with Luffy. I go ahead and block with Kid and Beppo. And at this point, I'm like, oh god, like, I goofed up. But, like, resting Kid, always kind of scary. But he goes ahead and he plays a Iso Searcher. He gets a Jozu off of, which, is I don't know, I'm not super intimidated by the Jozu, but it is a counter, so that's something to, try and remember. And he taps another one and plays another Izu counter, so he is searching, and I'm sure I'm butchering his name, the guy's name, Izo, but, and here we are laughing because he absolutely whiffs. That's the second time he whiffs. And he is running Straw Hats and Whitebeard, and he's whiffed both. It's kind of wild. So I get an iron off my draw, which I'm not super mad about. And I do have Fire Fist in my hand, which I'm thinking is the perfect thing to really take care of that Luffy. I feel like I could probably optimize. I really like running Fire Fist. It's definitely one of the things I like to keep in my deck. And I think here I realized that my camera angle is fucking awful. So I go ahead and I casually hold up my cards right in front of the camera. Awesome job, Connor. You are pro content creator. So I'm trying to sort it out, figure out what I want to do here. And I know I Fire Fist Luffy. Okay, I rush Zoro into Nami just to clear that off the board because I know like I'm gonna use Law ability to get rid of Luffy. I tap 2 and Fire Fist the Luffy, and I was reading it to see if I could somehow get both Luffy and one of the Izos off the board. And I'm at 2 life, but Izo still has 2k power. So maybe if I played the Otama as well, but then I wouldn't be able to swing. So it's tough. It's tough in here. So I Law ability, send Luffy to the bottom. Goodbye, Luffy. I send 3 back, get 1 back. So realistically, I only go down 1, which is great. I go ahead, Sachi and Penguin, swing 6 into Newgate. And he goes ahead and gives me the guard point. I swing another 6 into Ein. And then here, he takes, but he puts it in his hand, and then he's looking, and he says, oh, can I trigger? And yeah, of course. So he gets the Rad Beam, which gives him another 1k to his life. And so I say, oh, okay, in that case, never mind. Past turn, it's your turn, because I was going to swing 6, and, he's at 7 now, so it would just be a failed swing. So we are getting, I think, close to the end of the game, and I don't know if I play the end of the game very correctly. I think I get kind of lucky at the end of the game. One of the things I do struggle with is knowing when to, load up Dawn and really go for lethal, because he has no life, he has no blockers. But I think I only have, let me count, 5 Dawn right now. So 7 Dawn next turn, which is a decent amount of Dawn. So, it would be hard to counter out. But he does have a lot of cards in hand. That's the thing about Whitebeard, is he just has cards in hand for days. So that is a little nerve-wracking. So he is trying to figure out what he wants to do here. And I am a little bit nervous. Because at this point I'm thinking, okay, I've got Kid Blocker, he's got a couple swings, maybe I could, live, maybe I counter out. I don't have a lot of counter in my hand. As you see, I have Iron, which I have a love-hate relationship with Iron. I really love the ability to ramp, but she always has no counter. So he swings 7 into my life, and I go ahead and take it. And I get the Buena Fiesta, which is a 2k. At this point in the game, it is a 2k. That's what you use it for. So he has the Luffy that gets a rush, and then if you attach 2 Dawn, it becomes unblockable. So thankfully, that was a Buena Fiesta, and I use everything to counter out because that is scary. And at this point in the game, I am trying to figure out, okay, he's got no life, I should go for a game, and he's saying, like, you've got plenty of swings, like, I think I am taking his L. And I always play too cautiously, and I'm worried that it comes off as me, like, being, like rude, when it's me just not knowing when I have lethal. And it's one of the things I am desperately working on, is trying to figure out when I can say, like, oh, this is lethal, I have lethal. So yeah, I am sorting my Dawn here. I'm sorting my cards, and as I said, 7 Dawn. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, and I think he is, telling me go for lethal, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm trying, I'm scared. Which, I mean, realistically, 7 Dawn, if I loaded on almost anyone, I think he'd have to have some pretty, well, he's got two Dawn up, so that makes me think he has either a rad beam or a guard point, or one of each, or 2 of one, who knows. So I go 7, I think, 7 or 8 into NEWGATE here, and yeah, he goes ahead and throws some Dawn at me, and then uses a rad beam and his Jozu to counter it out. So at this point, I can actually count how many cards he has in hand. He has 4 cards in hand, which is not, you don't get to count how many cards a Whitebeard has in hand. I feel like a lot, so that's good. So I'm really thinking at this point, I'm thinking, okay, do I go for game, or do I, swing for lethal? So I go ahead and I bottom deck one of the ISOs and send 3 Dawn back, get 1 active because of Kid. So I think I end up I have 3 Dawn at this turn here. I know one of them looks like it's active, it's not. And just the fact that he has the Dawn, card up, is scary. So off the law ability, I do play another Ein, which in my thought process was get it out of my hand. It's, it's a dead card. It's better on the field. So I go ahead, swing Ein. He counters out. Swing Reiju into, I think, life. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I gotta get rid of Luffy. I don't think I have lethal. He's got 2 cards in hand. The card over there is, under where his life would be, is actually supposed to be in his hand. I don't remember why. I think he said he put it down and then just forgot about it. So I end up passing, and at this point I'm thinking, oh god, I messed up. And I don't know if, I think I do end up getting pretty lucky here, because he has 2 in hand. I don't think, he hasn't run for turn yet, I think he ends up doing that in a second, because I know he has 3 cards to end here. And he's sorting out his Dawn, trying to figure out what he wants to do. And he swings 6 at lead, and I go ahead, give him the Sachi and Penguin to get to 7, which, shout out to the boys, they're doing work on and off the field, honestly. And so yeah, he's got 10 on, he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Or maybe he does have 3 cards in hand. He's splitting it up by 5 and 5, and he does have 3. Okay, I can't count. So he drops 5 to play a winner on Luffy with Rush, and he drops another 5 to play another Luffy. And yeah, I think he could have put 2 Dawn on it, try and make him unblockable, but he I don't know. I think I still had it. So he swings 6. I take 1, block the other, and get the game. I don't know if that was top tier play from me, but I feel pretty good about it, and most importantly for me at least, it was a very fun game for me to play. So that is gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day.